Josh has been a great addition to our group. It's great to have his maturity. It's great to have his approach. He's taken a pro approach to everything that we've done. Football makes great sense to Josh, so it doesn't take a lot of extra time. He gets it. I can show it to him on the board, and he gets it. I can show it to him on film, and he gets it. I don't have to hit every level of teaching with Josh because football makes great sense to him. The best part about Josh is the person. To have another mature, grown man in the room has made a difference with all of our guys, and I think he would agree that he's made a great decision, and we couldn't be happier that he's here.
With all the experience that Joshua has, how have you really gone about coaching him, and has he been able to implement some of your critiques?
Absolutely. No, Josh is open-minded to everything that we're doing. The thing that what I try to do, especially with a veteran player, is add some tools to the toolbox. Technique is technique, and Josh has a lot of those mastered. But little things that I can add from a leverage standpoint or from a hand target standpoint, or even the pass rush stuff, even though it's not a high priority with our nose tackles, even the little things in pass rush, those are the things that I'm really working with Josh on. The biggest thing is just adding a little more detail to what he's already doing really well.
We talked to Jeff early last week, and he said he's pretty confident you guys might be able to go 9 or 10 deep on the D line. Are you approaching 9 or 10 deep right now? Are you confident maybe when you guys go to Minnesota, you have confidence in 9 or 10 guys?
Absolutely. I think that 10 is a low number. I think I'm not afraid to play up to 14 of them. There's 14 of them that are prepared to play. That's 3 deep plus a couple guys with some position flexibility. No, I think that they're all working really hard. We've got a talented room. We've got a veteran, talented room, and all those guys are going to carve out roles. We're starting to add some personnel packages that give guys some different opportunities, and they're all starting to show up in different ways, which is really fun to watch.
14?
Yeah, I think there's 14 guys that can play.
Evans has kind of been up and down through his career. What do you foresee this year being like for him? The potential
I think that I think we're past potential with Dez. I think we're at a point now where it's all on the line with Dez, and Dez has taken an approach that he doesn't have many more of these left, and he wants to play this game as long as he possibly can, and he's focused on being a great teammate. He's focused on being smart and tough and effort-filled, and those are the things that are going to carry him whether he gets to continue playing beyond this or not. Dez has been a great leader in our room, not just a good leader, a great leader, and not only by example, but vocally in the meeting room and on the practice field. And I'm so proud of him and the things that he's been able to do from an academic standpoint, and to be able to fight like crazy and compete and give the effort that he's given in the classroom to be at this stage in his career is remarkable, and I'm really proud of Dez.
Ted, just along the lines of Dez, when you took the D-line job, I mean, I know there's a million different things you have to do, responsibilities, but is trying to unlock Dez, was that one of the goals for you personally?
Well, yeah, you hate to have a big, talented football player that's, by a lot of opinion, is underachieving. So what we did is we tried to take some of the rocks out of Dez's pocket and let him play fast. We try not to weigh him down with a bunch of things that he doesn't need. Yeah, there's a lot of things involved. We've got a lot of defense. But if we can simplify it and tell him where his leverage is and where his eyes belong, I think we can get a lot done. Dez has been way into the leadership part of it, and as a veteran player here, it's been really easy to motivate Dez. And Dez is intrinsically motivated anyway, so just a little drive-by every now and then, a whisper in the ear, those are the things that have turned Dez around. And it's just like with all of us, if Dez knows that you love him, you can get just about anything you want from him because he knows he's going to get the same back.
How much has psychology been a lot of this for Dez?
A lot of it. And I think that Dez was under a lot of pressure. He has been since he's been here from a lot of different angles, right? Football pressure, academic pressure, the two biggest. But he has come out of it smelling like a rose, and now he's ready to have a great year as a senior.
Ted, how, if you will, creative can you guys kind of get with that jack position? Because obviously you have Kamen, who did what he did last year, but then, you know, a guy like Bo Atkinson's come on strong, and then you do have Dez. How many of those guys do you kind of feel like, you know, at any given moment you can kind of slot in there?
Yeah, we're getting to the point where there's more and more defensive end stuff with both guys. We do some things with our rush backers that the ends don't necessarily do, but there's a lot more stuff where they're both doing similar things, which is huge. And when that happens, now guys can start to cross-train and build some position flexibility. And it's not just Dez and Bo and Ruck. It's Tyler Thompson and Jabron Harvey and Malachi Hamrick and the two young guys, Daniel and Curtis. We got guys that can play, and we got to find roles for them. We don't know if Curtis Simpson might be Bruce Irvin at some point, right? And we got to find out if he can be. And if he can be, we got to continue to work that.
And I know one thing with this defense, Jeff Collins talking about, cycling a lot of guys in and out of there, and you even brought up the defensive line depth as well. How have you kind of seen that, play out, during camp so far, spring, and then also even camp so far?
Right. Well, the one thing that we've done is we've got a depth chart built, and we've set that depth chart in a way that we believe in the first two, certainly, and then there's a few of them in that third group that we believe in. But what we've come to now is we started to cross-train our inside guys and our outside guys, so we get a guy with a broken chin strap. We don't have to put the second best player at that position in. We put the next best player in, period. And we can move the guys where we need to, so we've always got 11 good players. So what we're trying to do is build the group in that way that we've got a great understanding of structure and concept, and our guys understand the defense as a whole from the 10,000-foot view, but they also understand the individual techniques involved in executing each call.
Kamen Rucker, obviously one of the best players in college football, probably. What can he do to take the next step? What are the next steps, and what can he do to take those, and how do you see him going about doing that?
I think there are a couple things. Number one, being a year older is going to help him. He's more experienced. He's had more experiences. I think that's huge for him. I think the other thing is what we said about those two edge guys anyway. We're trying to take some of the weight off them mentally and let them go wreck the game, and that's right up Kamen's alley. And the more we can get him doing that going forward, the better. But we also know that he's a valuable member of our coverage units, and those are things that he can play a lot of different things. So I think that's where you'll see the biggest leap from him, is he's going to be a good player on all three downs, regardless of the situation or the call.
Another guy that came in with a huge reputation is Travis Shaw. Where is he right now in his process?
Travis is grinding away like crazy. He's made a quantum leap with his body over the last 3 months. He's not there yet. We're working like crazy to get him up to full speed. But the beauty of Travis is he's fought through some things right now, and he continues to get his reps. As long as we don't have any setbacks, right, we keep moving the thing down the road and avoid the setbacks, we're going to be just fine by the time we get to Minnesota. Travis is in a good spot mentally. He's got leadership ability. He's got some cachet with the guys, so the guys will listen. And he's a guy that understands football, so it's easy for him to communicate with those guys, and it doesn't matter what position or what side of the ball. He gets it.
Is he considerably more prepared for consecutive snaps, quite a bit of snaps this year than he was this time a year ago?
I would agree with that, yes. I would think he would be.
We good?
Bo Atkinson? We can go if you need to go. Does he need to go?
I can answer one more
Yeah,
Bo
we'll
Atkinson
do one
question. I love me some Bo Atkinson.
It sounds like he's playing great.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it sounds like Bo's had a great camp,
Yeah.
and I mean, the few times we've been allowed to watch, I mean, the guy gets off the ball like, he's shot out of a cannon. It's like, I mean, are you gonna have to get creative to get him on the field more this year, or is he just gonna be on the field?
I don't think we have to get creative. I think that there's going to be plenty of spots where Bo can go in and change games, and we're not going to be afraid to use him in a lot of different spots, not just situationally, but position-wise. There's a lot of different places across our front that he can play, and if he's one of our best guys, we're going to have him on the field as much as we can, and he is.
And then briefly just on Josh Harris, talked about the maturity, but in terms of urgency, this being his last year, what have you seen there?
The urgency's there. I would, knowing Josh and knowing his character at this point, I would doubt that that's ever been an issue with Josh just because of his character. But no, he's been bright-eyed and he asks all the right questions. He wants to be great at what he does. I think that Josh is, like I said, a great addition to our room and to our team.